So today we are talking to Dr. Kaley Burns from Big Sky Natural Health. She wins every year for the best of Big Sky because her patients love her. I'm also one of her friends, so I love her as a friend and as a patient. So yes, Dr. Burns, thank you for your time today. We know you're a new mother, so that coupled with work, I'm sure you only have 5 minutes and we'll try to make this brief.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So are people in this area getting sicker this year? It feels like we're all getting sick this year.
Yeah, it kind of came in a big wave, it seems like, and we're
Yeah.
still riding it. It's been a couple weeks now. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And what are the main infections that you're seeing so far this season?
Interestingly, the flu is kind of taken the lead up here. And then actually just a bunch of other kind of random little viruses and stomach bugs. Um, Most people are actually testing negative for COVID, and negative for RSV, which are good things. But yeah, mostly flu and then some really fun little viruses going around.
And do we know like influenza A or B? Is that something that we specify?
Influenza A and H1N1.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the swine flu?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is, I
I think
thought.
that's what it got. Yeah, it got dubbed that at one point.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Swine
Yeah.
flu's
It's not
back,
the
everybody.
swine flu anymore, Joe. Um, so is it different now with the COVID variants mixing with the cold and flu and RSV? I mean, you kind of answered that saying you're not testing positive for that, but I'm sure
Yeah,
you've had
and
some
I mean
patients.
it's hard to say too with the testing and all the different variants and how that registers, but I think it's just kind of since, COVID times hit, I think our immune systems have just not adapted the way they used to. And I think there's a lot of things that we can be doing proactively and also reactively, but
Yeah.
ideally we're warding off things before we get sick. And this year's been interesting. I mean, we've had a lot warmer weather. We've had some wonderful polar vortexes, and it's kind of messing with everybody's system and being able to stay as well as they can.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's like, come here, stay. It's really
Yeah.
hard to figure out the weather this
Yeah.
this season.
It's like 80-degree swings.
I know, I know.
And I've heard some people complain about bizarre long COVID
My
symptoms. Are
sister. What
are
are you
they
talking about?
delusional? I do it too. Or are you seeing actual
Yeah, Joe has a
evidence
forever neck pain that he
of
No,
can't
it's an
figure
long
out.
actual
COVID
thing,
symptoms?
and it's actually more common in women. So,
Hmm.
Okay.
there's some validity there for sure.
Yeah. My sister has POTS like forever from
Hmm.
it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if mine was long COVID or anyway, this is
Who
TMI,
knows?
but
But
breast
what
cancer
I
implant illness is
give
my thing.
us give us an idea of some of the unusual symptoms that you've seen in terms of like the way that long COVID presents.
Yeah, there's been some interesting ones. I had one person who started to appear like they had congestive heart failure, and we got it to go away, which is not a normal
Uh,
prognosis for congestive heart failure.
mm,
I've had a lot of neurological things, almost kind of like TBI, concussion looking things without an actual injury. A lot of neuropathies, a lot of POTS, um, which for those who don't know, it's postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which
yeah,
It's
basically means you get dizzy when you stand up and you don't feel very good.
right.
And,
Your
is it
heart goes
and
up,
that's
um,
it goes
heart
down.
stuff, right?
yeah, a lot of electrolyte
Okay.
imbalances. I've also probably the biggest thing I've seen is a lot of hormone deficiencies. So like drops in testosterone in like young guys, 20s, which is odd.
Oh, that's
And
wild.
then kind of weird early like perimenopausal, menopausal symptoms for women that we've also been able to resolve.
Wow.
So interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah,
See,
It really runs the gamut.
see,
it
it's a
does.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
All right.
Um, but yeah, and you're a naturopath, which means your remedies are gonna be different. I mean, I know that my sister went to conventional medicine doctors for a long time before seeing a naturopath and finally kind of understanding how to treat the POTS.
Hmm.
Your remedies differ from those, as Joe wrote, as an unnaturopath.
That's what I like to call other conventional doctors.
Yeah.
Naturopaths.
Yeah.
So yeah, with these patients, I mean, I know with the POTS patients, you do your IV treatment and things like that. With the patients that have long COVID, is there like a particular something that you give them that is super helpful?
Everyone's a little bit different. I would say kind of some of the top things, definitely the IV therapy, whether it's like higher doses of vitamin C, glutathione, NAD therapy. We've been doing a lot. We've also got the hyperbaric chamber, which helps a ton for a lot of those neurological type things, especially. We've also got the acupuncturists, which are amazing. That helps a lot to regulate that
Yeah.
mind body connection part of things too. Hormone wise, we're usually testing to kind of see what each individual is going to need, and then we use bioidentical hormones, so they're as close to your body's own hormones as possible, not the synthetic. And then a lot of it comes down to just lifestyle, like our good old naturopathic principles of what you're eating, how you're sleeping, what your stress level is. Your gut health is a huge one. But yeah, we kind of just try to look at the individual and what their kind of contributing factors are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that, with me and when Joe and I had COVID a while back, I felt like my hands were all red and swelling and things like that. And the glutathione, within an hour or so
Yeah.
after that, my hands would stop being red. It was crazy how fast the
Yeah.
inflammation was quelled by that.
No, it's
And
awesome.
the gut
Yep.
health is an issue too. Like a lot of people,
It's,
my
yeah.
sister in particular, she started taking some really strong probiotics that helped her out. And
Yeah.
that's not something a conventional doctor is going to say.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds like
Or
you take a
ask what
very
you're eating.
holistic approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask what you're eating. I
Yeah.
will have you know that I have cut down greatly on my peanut M&M addiction. It might
I'm
have been
very proud of
replaced
you.
with conversation hearts for the Valentine's season, but
Yeah.
it's a balance. It's
What
all a
It's all
balance.
right.
what mistakes are we making right now from a dietary standpoint, just in general?
The biggest one's always going to be sugar. It's just in everything, all over the place. It's so inflammatory. It really has no nutritional benefit to us. Natural sugars, on the other hand, are great. Things in berries and fruits, stuff like that. Um,
But what
Aside
if it
from that,
just makes me
it's
happy?
What if
yeah.
I like cotton candy?
Well,
I'm kidding. We just got back
there's
from
something to be said
Disneyland.
about enjoying what you eat too.
Yeah, I think it's a
We don't have to be
balance.
miserable.
I'm gonna
Um,
eat some broccoli to balance some
yeah.
things. Um,
Yeah. It's kind of like when
yes,
you have alcohol, you drink water, you have to counterbalance it.
There you go.
exactly.
Cancel it out, basically.
Yes, right. Protective
What are
mechanisms.
what are some sort of quick tips that you can give people to protect themselves as we see this big wave of cold and flu or influenza, especially hitting us?
Yeah, everyone kind of knows the routine of washing your hands and covering your coughs and those type of measures. But I really am encouraging people to kind of look at their sleep patterns, their stress levels, how they're managing their stress, and then what is their gut health like? Because there's so much we can do there.
Michelle
Michelle's
is
shrinking away.
shrinking right now.
But there's a lot of different things we can do, whether it's something like you like yoga or getting outside. So much of cold and flu season is because we're inside, we're getting pumped air, we're not getting out. And that's a big thing, to get the fresh air, especially when we have days where it's 35 degrees. Getting
Right.
some natural sunlight is super important. And then getting sleep. This time of year, yes, we have less sunlight, but it's also, there's a reason that we're supposed to go to bed a little bit earlier and get a little bit more sleep, because we're kind of like bears. We need a little bit more sleep this time of year.
We gotta turn off. Call the midwife earlier.
Yeah, that's a sacrifice that you're asking us to make. I'm not sure.
Joe and I
we're
stay up
capable
late
of
and
doing
wake
it.
up early. We're bad,
Yeah.
bad sleep humans.
You can stretch it out for more days if you go to bed earlier.
Yes, and I do. Oh my gosh, on the days that I'm not working, I could sleep till like 8:30. It feels so
Yes.
good in the winter. You're just like
It's
a little,
good. Yeah.
little
It's so
bear.
restorative.
Totally. Yes, it is
Yeah.
restorative. I can't wait to catch up.
Yeah.
So because we live in a bubble where people come from all over the world with all of their different pathogens, you as the doctor in Big Sky protecting people, what is like one of the main things we can do to protect ourselves from all those tourists? Said high vitamin C, washing hands.
Yes.
But yeah, is there a supplement that people should be taking every day that they can come in and get at your office?
I mean, it is, again, it's individualized. Vitamin C is always good. Most of us, just because of, again, where we're at longitudinally or latitude. I always get those confused, but wherever we're at in the range from the equator, even when we are out in the sun this time of year, we're not getting enough vitamin D. We have that in supplement form. We do a lot of vitamin D shots as well, just because people can
I've
be
given
very
people some.
deficient. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. I promise. It's over quick.
Yeah. The needle's
but
tiny.
It really helps. Everything from our mood to our sleep patterns to, immune health, everything. And then, it's really just, your hydration level too. It's so dry here. We're in the middle of winter. People drink less when it's cold out. And that's really protective as well.
Okay, so drink a lot of water, come in and get some vitamin D injections because that'll raise your levels really quick.
Yes.
And that is super protective.
Yes.
And also come get some supplements.
Yeah.
And do you see illnesses coming in from outside the community from, all the people who are traveling here?
Of course.
Unfortunately, yeah, just, airplane travel.
Right.
It's not the most preventative form of medicine, but it's just kind of the way it is when people travel. Your immune system's already getting a little bit taxed just from time changes or things like that too. And so many people aren't used to the altitude here, making them even more susceptible to catching anything. So yeah, be careful when you have guests coming.
I know. I can't
wait. My mom always travels with her supplements, but
nice. Yeah. What did we bring back from Disney? I guess we have a few more days to
Who knows? We'll find out. Yeah. But we wear helmets everywhere we go, so we're good.
That's good. Stay safe.
Yeah.
So I have a side note. This is a little bit of a departure from the topic of cold and flu, but Michelle and I have been reading a lot about plastic bottles, microplastics, and the dangers of ingesting all of this. How can people avoid that? It seems so difficult.
Yeah, it is. It's everywhere. I mean, it's in everything. The real thing is minimizing your exposure as much as you can. And that's, the best that we can do. Every little bit can make a difference, but it's in our food at this point. It's in the water. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be made of plastic.
It is just atmospheric.
Yeah. All right.
It's very sad until, the industries start to kind of adjust that a little bit more. The best we can do is avoid it where we can.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. This is just called Heal or Not Real. It's basically, these are some remedies that that live on the internet. And you need to tell me if they will heal us or if they're not real.
Okay.
And
I can see all these. I know the answers to all these.
We will start with, they get a little harder. We'll start with Michelle's dad's favorite thing to tell us to take, and that's L-lysine. It's an antiviral, I know. And he tells us to take 500 milligrams twice a day when we're feeling sick.
Yeah. It's awesome for cold sores. It's awesome for viruses. It's great stuff. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
My dad.
Heal. That's a heal. You can do the next one.
All right. The next one is what I do for myself as an anti-cancer thing and also as anti-sick. Vitamin C injections.
Yes. Absolutely. I love vitamin C.
Yeah.
It has so much potential. I mean, we do everything from, injections of certain doses, but also, high doses are amazing as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another heal.
I'm always wonder if there's somebody that walks their dog by our house at night sometimes and just sees me injecting myself with stuff. And they're like, oh, there's that heroin addict woman.
It's very possible. She has a problem. All right. How about avoiding dairy? This is something Michelle tells our children to do whenever they have a cold.
And it actually does hold its weight and its worth. It is something we tell patients, in addition to sugar, try to avoid dairy. It's very mucus producing. So it actually really does help, and it takes some of the stress off the digestive system. As just kind of a side note, almost 80% of our immune system is in our digestive system. So what we eat actually does affect how we heal from colds and flus.
And no more cheesecake when we're coming down with something.
Like I've ever done that. Okay. Honey and ginger tea, but I want to add, you put honey and ginger, but turmeric is my thing for anytime we were sick.
Yes. Ginger turmeric tea, so good.
Yes.
But yeah, that can heal. It's whether you have a sore throat or you just need a little bit more hydration. That's an easy way. Tea is such a great way to get that in. And turmeric's anti-inflammatory. Ginger is great for your immune system. Honey is super profound with its antibacterial, antimicrobial effects. So yeah.
In particular, with the honey, is it Manuka honey or is regular honey okay too?
If you go regular honey, you want local honey as much as you can.
Okay.
But Manuka has some extra special benefits, but they both will work.
Okay.
All right. Get your honey from the Kiwis, right? Is that who makes it? It's from New Zealand or something? All right.
Yep.
This one was from our old nanny.
So far, they've all been heals. How about smearing Vicks Vapo Rub on the bottom of your feet?
This one our nanny told us to do with Wallace every time he coughed.
I would say that one's a gray area.
Okay.
It might be more of a placebo effect.
Okay.
Interesting.
But using it as a chest rub or even like on your temples, you can do sometimes, or some people put it like on the back of their neck and stuff like that. So the theory at the bottom of the feet is that it helps to draw things out.
Which
and I
leads into the
can't say that
socks.
it doesn't work, but I can't say it's for sure going to work.
Got it. And the feet thing, like something you taught me to do when I feel a cold coming on, is to put a pair of wet socks on and then to put a pair of like wool socks over that, right?
And then wrap up
go to
super
sleep.
warm in a blanket. Yep.
Yeah.
It works really well for kids. Really, really well for kids.
That's crazy. All right. The wet socks thing is real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or heal. All right.
It is,
yeah. I'll do this next one. Grease your throat with chicken fat and then place dirty socks around it.
I'm going to say probably not.
Okay. That is not real. But that's an actual thing that people do. I think they do it in England.
Really?
Yeah. Weirdos. Sorry.
Wow. I don't know if I'm going to try that one, but if you try it, let me know.
All right.
Okay. So you went off the rails here at the end.
Yeah. These go crazy town.
To cure fever or chills, make the tea of the ground bark of the wild snowball, red root, the bark of the stinking ash, the leaves of the sourwood tree. All right, Joe, I'm going to stop here. The dash of poison oak or red pepper. Okay.
That's it. That's
it's
all.
not real.
I'm going to say that one might actually make you sick.
Yeah. It's going to induce vomiting.
Have you tried it? Okay.
I have not tried it, but it does sound like a purging session.
We need empirical evidence.
Exactly.
All right. How about passing the sick child 3 times under a horse's belly to cure cough?
I can't say I've heard of this or tried it, so I'm going to say that one might be an old wives' tale.
We should ask our shaman friends.
Michelle's into witchcraft. I feel like she's tried this before.
Hey. Yeah.
Who knows?
Into witchcraft.
All right. One more. Michelle.
Administering kerosene internally with or without sugar.
Oh, God, please no.
People are doing this.
No one do it.
People do this. Not
That's
real.
Terrifying.
All
I mean, that'll get whatever's in you out. That's for sure.
Yeah. Also burn your esophagus.
Thank you for playing Heal or Not Real with us.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
So hopefully we can equip Big Sky with some real things to do this season to stay well. And if you do happen to fall ill, to recover.
Yes.
But first and foremost, you should go see Dr. Kaley Burns, our local naturopath.
That's right. Go to Big Sky Natural Health.
Yeah, come on over.
Get yourself an IV.
Yes, they really do help.
Yeah. My God. All right. Well, thank you for your time today, Kaley.
Yeah,
It was good to see you.
Everybody.
You too.